Good morning, Northland family. Last week I mentioned that I'm going to be sending out a brief video every week to discuss the basics of our church. What are the basics of Northland? Why does Northland exist? Why did God call our church into being? We exist to help people become passionate disciples of Jesus Christ. So how does a person become a passionate disciple of Jesus Christ? I believe it's by practicing the spiritual disciplines in community. Throughout the scriptures and throughout history, followers of Jesus Christ have practiced spiritual disciplines. We're going to spend the next few months looking briefly each week at one of these disciplines. Today we're going to be looking at the discipline of prayer. Allow me to give you a few suggestions about prayer. Prayer is so common to so many of us, so these are just reminders for us. First of all, don't be hypocritical. Some of Jesus' strongest statements are reserved for hypocrisy. Jesus absolutely despised it. Jesus tells the hypocrites that those who pray to be seen will get all the reward they're going to get now. Prayer is never something we do to be seen or to impress others. Prayer is primarily a private act of devotion. Secondly, don't use a lot of repetition. Christ never saw prayer as a pleading or a begging or a hammering away at the throne of God. There's no reason to think that connecting with God requires a lot of special words that are excessively repeated. I know I am, and perhaps you are as well, in a desperate need of freshness and spontaneity in our prayers. If you ever listen to brand new Christians pray, those who, quote, haven't learned how to do it yet, it is so very refreshing. Talk to God like He's your friend. Perhaps try singing your prayers. Use variety. Whatever you do, guard against using meaningless verbiage. Another suggestion is don't harbor anything against another. I think before God will forgive us, we must be sure that our conscience is clear. If we want cleansing, I must be sure that things are right between myself and others. Also, remember that prayer is something to be learned. It's a learning process. So feel free to experiment. Don't make prayer too complicated. Pray as a child. Do you remember those times when you have prayed with your children, especially when they were young, how beautiful their prayers were? Also, don't wait until you feel like praying. Like any other work, if we wait till we feel like it, we may never do it. But once we begin, I think we'll feel like praying. Friends, please pray for our church. Pray for those in our community, especially who do not yet have a relationship with Jesus Christ. One more thing. Don't miss our gathering this Sunday, please. 3 preachers in 30 minutes. Discussing one very important subject regarding the future of Northland. And following our Sunday morning gathering, we're going to have a church picnic at Fox Run Park. If you haven't been there before, we'll have maps for you Sunday. Everyone, bring your own food and drinks. I love you, church. I'm praying for you daily.